For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Welcome, Chris Kolenda, to this program. We are honored to have you on this chat.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, this book is interesting, long title, Zero Sum Victory, What We Are Getting Wrong About War. And I presume these are mostly America's wars in the past, say, 40 years or even 30 years. And I want to start by asking you, why do you think the American military leadership or even the national leadership has got it wrong in terms of how they prosecuted the wars?
Well, and that's how my research question began. I lived these wars, particularly in Afghanistan, and it struck me that the world's most expensive military, in many ways the world's most powerful military, consistently has a hard time beating poorly trained, poorly equipped militant groups. And it was the problem in Vietnam, it was a problem in Iraq, it was a problem in Afghanistan. And so I wanted to look into this and find out why these sort of strange outcomes kept occurring. And so that was the genesis of this book.
Well, it's a great premise to start with, because while a lot of literature is available on what went wrong in Vietnam and how the US could have done Vietnam better, not much has been talked about in terms of how the Gulf War I and subsequently Iraq and Afghanistan have turned out in terms of result. Uh, Going through your book, I found one interesting theory that you have postulated, that military leadership or even the national leadership must have an end point in mind before starting any war or any conflict. Is that really feasible? Was that really feasible in Iraq or in Afghanistan? You've served in Afghanistan majorly and also been an advisor to Secretary Defense. Do you think that was possible when the wars really began or they were launched?
Well, I think there's a part of strategy that we've been missing, which is how do we finish the war? So we generally have a pretty good idea of where we are, why we're going into the conflict. We generally have a good idea of the outcomes that we want. We wanted Afghanistan to no longer be a terror safe haven. We wanted Iraq to no longer have nuclear or what we thought were nuclear weapons or weapons of mass destruction, et cetera.